Okay, this is going to be kind of a bizarre sort of versus. There's always this tremendous amount of talk about who has a better rogues gallery. Spider-Man, is it Batman? And then someone asked if I actually would pick Spider-Man to take out a very unique member of Batman's rogue gallery. Now, certain characters you can see correlations between the two of them. You usually get Sandman, pretty similar to Clayface. You can almost take someone kind of like the Vulture, and there are characters that are Vulture-esque. If you look at Lizard, Killer Croc, you do see an awful lot of, real stark similarities between the two. There really isn't somebody who's a true match for like a Ra's al Ghul on Spider-Man's side. You could say someone kind of like Jackal, but no, not really. And in the same vein, you don't really see a Green Goblin or a Doc Ock represented on the Batman side. So I decided I would actually go with Spider-Man versus probably the most iconic villain that Batman has, which goes to the Joker. I did this, of course, through a 9-criteria system. If you disagree with what my opinions are, comment section, go ahead, go nuts. So we have intelligence, findability, strength, speed, durability. This is kind of how it's like your generative ability. This is how well you like your stamina. Invulnerability, so overall resistance to damage. Energy projection, this is your range, versatility, and X factor, whatever's not covered in the previous ones. Intelligence. Now, this one I went back and forth with. A lot of people tend to think, well, Joker's just crazy. Is he just crazy, or is his brain so hardwired differently that way we have this nice logical flow with what we're trying to do? He instead has a much more chaotic flow, which might actually make him one of the smartest characters in the DC universe. Or does he really have no idea what he's doing and is so given to any sort of basic flight of fancy that he really doesn't have any sort of true logic process? Well, so it's either his process is so in-depth and so amazing that we can't understand it because our brains are hardwired, or he's just flat out crazy. So I have to put that against somebody who's a college professor and has been quoted as being one of the more intelligent people when it comes to the scientific standpoint. So I'm actually going to give the edge in this one to Spider-Man. Strength? Well, now I'm comparing someone who is human versus someone with super strength. So it goes to Spider-Man. Fighting ability. I really can't stand that the Joker really has any sort of true fighting acclimate. I mean, he's more of I do a bunch of crazy things that's going to knock you off your game, and then I'm going to attack you in some way, shape, or form. But I will give Spider-Man an edge here in the fighting ability. Spider-Man doesn't really have any sort of additional tricks or tools beyond webbing his intelligence and his fighting skills. He doesn't really he's not a trap guy, so he's going to have a greater acclimate when it comes to fighting. Speed. Yeah, again, you've got someone with the heightened level of agility. Durability. Spider-Man does have a greater than human healing factor. He's not quite Wolverine, but he's got a pretty substantial healing factor. Invulnerability. This one is probably going to seem kind of ridiculous. Actually, this one's the Joker. And that's because the Joker's ridiculously high tolerance for pain. Batman has broken bones on the Joker, and the Joker is still taut. That's pretty impressive. Joker has also broken his own neck and was still somewhat conscious after doing it. That's a tremendously huge tolerance for pain. And I'm going to give that definitely an edge for invulnerability. If you're able to break your own neck and still be pseudo-coherent, that's impressive. That is impressive. Energy projection. Here we are at range. And in this one, based upon the different styles of webbing, and the fact that Spider-Man normally has webbing, I'll give him the edge in that one. So currently we're at 6-1. Versatility. This one I'm actually going to give to the Joker, predominantly because knowing that he thinks of whatever is around him in a different scenario, what Spider-Man might think you could do with Object A, Joker is maybe a dozen different things. So I think Joker, with his bizarre mindset and more chaotic thinking, he's going to have a higher degree of versatility because he's going to be able to use everything around him in ways that Spider-Man probably has never thought of. Being Spider does, with his spider sense, okay, something is going to come at me at this angle. He probably isn't going to know what. Joker could probably take something, throw it and entirely miss him, thinking that maybe that'll knock something down from the wall behind him. Joker is going to be crazy. And Joker could pretty easily throw out what looks like a handful of marbles, and they could be actual marbles. Spider-Man be like, oh, you threw... Spider sense is not tingling. Or it could tingle because it's marbles, but it's not actually small explosives. The Joker's going to have a wide variety of different crazy things that even if Spider-Man has the ability to react to it, he's really going to have any true knowledge of what that it is to react to it or how to react for it. And then the X Factor. This one goes to Joker, because the Joker is, by his own definition, a living X Factor. He is that bizarre thing that no one has thought of in that moment. That's the reason why he's a guy who sold his soul for a box of Cubans. He was somebody where Martian Manhunter, in order to help figure out what was going on while people were trapped inside the Joker's mind, had to mentally manipulate Joker's mind to make it regular, in order to have them give them the Rock, the Objects in the Rock of Ages storyline from the Justice League. I'd have to say for an X Factor, it is entirely the Joker. But again, this one, it is a 6-3. The one time Joker actually has faced off with Spider-Man, Spider-Man was very tempted to kill him. In that moment, the Joker had won. The Joker was able to almost turn a hero into a potential villain. We know that he can escape Arkham whenever he wants to. He just tends to not want to escape Arkham. If you read in the Alex Ross's Justice, when it came right down to it, he was less than thrilled to not be included in the plans. Infinite Crisis. You know what? They decided to not break Joker out and have Joker be part of their gang. Well, that kind of turned out to be pretty bad when it came to Alexander Luthor. He's the person where if you know how to use him, you use him as the cog that does not fit. Who will find a way to make himself either fit to do what he wants to do, or he'll find his way to make himself fit to destroy the whole machine. But either way, Spider-Man will be successful in defeating the Joker. Will he be psychologically worse for the wear afterwards? Yes. Yes, he will.